DJB, welcome to Photo Critic TV, episode number 28. 28, yeah, welcome everybody. If you don't know, go to the website, photocritictv.com, click on click to submit. You can have your photograph critiqued by myself on this show. And have a look at my portfolio, www.djbworldphotography.com. Welcome to episode 28. We've got two entrants today. Suze, welcome back, Suze. Suze is... She loves this show. And we love you, Suze. Aaron loves you, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah. He really loves you. And
I really do.
Srihari, welcome. I don't think you've been on the show before, so welcome. Now, we'd like to... we would like to introduce... Actually, I should say Aaron. Aaron actually forced me into this new segment that he'd like to call Photo Critiques and Dedications.
Cue the music. Yep.
We'll have to come up with some music. Photo Critiques and Dedications. This is where Aaron picks one of his fans. So Aaron actually he has a fan page, but nobody's on there because he needs some love.
I'm unpopular.
Yeah. He's just unpopular. So the other thing is go if you're not on the website watching this, go to the website photocritictv.com. Scroll down just below the actual video. There you'll see Aaron's little Facebook page. Got like 15 people on it. Well done.
Yep.
And to what's the word? To give something back. To give something back to his fans, he'd like to dedicate an episode to one of his fans. So who would you like to dedicate episode 28 to?
To my number one fan, Helene.
Helene! Welcome to the Aaron page and congratulations. This is your one. This is all for you. Is that right?
Yep.
Helene Fletcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, let's get into it. First photograph is from Suze. Suze is from Melbourne and it's got a Canon 5D Mark II and the 24-105 L series lens, I believe. Suze, the last time you submitted a photograph, I don't think you had this camera or this lens. I could be wrong though, but if you've upgraded, nice work. That's good. The Canon 5D, what?
Christmas present.
Oh, could have been a Christmas present, maybe. But I think she may have submitted this before Christmas. Could have been an early Christmas present.
Mm.
Yeah. And the 5D Mark II, for those of you that don't know, is actually Canon's entry-level full-frame camera. So it's a pro camera. And 24-105 L series lens is a great lens. Great little walkabout. So, Suze, let's go to your first one. Let me just open this one up. Cool. Okay. So, the first thing I'm going to say is good expression. So the model that you've got here, she obviously, either you know how to pose her or she knows how to pose. So either way, the expression suits the photograph. A couple of things, technically speaking, the whites are kind of blown out, like they're too white and you've lost all the detail on there. So I can't really see any patterns or anything on the brim, like the underside of the hat or on her bikini. And I'd be interested to know whether you shot this in a studio with a black backdrop or whether you've taken this into Photoshop and just kind of put in a black background, because I can kind of see in the bottom right hand corner near her left arm, a bit of her hair kind of looks like it's been darkened out a little bit. So that leads me to believe that you may have done that. So just the one thing with the framing, I would have actually stepped back a little bit as well, because that necklace that she's wearing, that circle, we can only see half of it. The other half is being cut off by the bottom of the frame. The bottom of the photograph is cutting it off. And also at the top, you cut off a little bit of her hat and her arm. So I would have just stepped back a little bit and you still could have maintained roughly the same sort of composition. But composition's good. The rule of thirds you've used, her eyes are roughly on the top third line and her head is on the right third line, so that's cool. Thanks, Suze. Let's go to the next one. Photograph 2 from Suze. And Suze, this one, nice. Again, you seem to have blown out. It's really bright in some. There's some real hot spots here. Look at her hand that's on her head there. Her right hand is really white. It's just a total white patch. And I think you need to go into Lightroom or whatever it is that you're using and tone that down a bit. But the problem is if you don't, especially with blowouts, if you don't get them right in camera, so in this case you need to work on your exposure a little bit so that this is not so white, you won't be able to bring that back in post-production. So always underexpose if you can in camera, and then you can play with it a little bit. You've got a bit of room to move in post-production. So again here, I like the low depth of field, probably, actually I don't even know, because that lens I think is limited to f4.0, so you may be zoomed in full here so you can get some more depth of field out of it. The expression's nice, you've got some kind of nice looking models as well, and they obviously know how to pose. And another thing I just noticed, her hair on the left there, on her shoulder, is out of focus. It's very sharp on the top of her head, but over her left shoulder, it looks very blurry. So I think that probably is just a depth of field thing. You might want to increase the depth of field actually in this case so that that is actually sharp. But the light's nice. I think that's ambient light. It could be a flash, I'm not sure, but definitely look at the exposure. You need to bring that back a little bit so we're not blowing out highlights. And the third photograph, which means it's OTB on photograph 3 with Aaron. Aaron. How are you?
Good.
Yep. Now, I hear that you've been out on the dating scene a little bit. Dating Aaron, sometimes, I don't think I should go into too much detail here, but he loves a good date.
Looking for love in several wrong places.
He's looking for love in the wrong places, in several wrong places. But Aaron's not, he's a good guy. He's the kind of guy that your mum's gonna love. And he's the kind of guy that
Dad's gonna hate.
That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. I was gonna say that girls, you're gonna want to marry him. I mean, I want to marry him.
I wish you wouldn't.
Would you?
No.
Okay, it's not gonna work out. It'd never work out.
Eminem.
Oh yeah, so these M&Ms happening. Let me just get to that. So Aaron, how's that going? Like dating? Have you been bringing them home by midnight? That's the most important thing. You don't want them turning into a pumpkin.
Yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine. They usually walk out anyway.
They usually walk out.
Yeah.
Like halfway through the day.
Yeah.
Are you just boring to tears?
Yeah, I'd like to actually finish a date one day. That's my New Year's resolution.
To finish one date.
Yep.
Aaron would like to finish one date in 2012. You know what?
Make that happen.
He wants me to make that happen. Okay, I'll tell you what. Anybody want to date Aaron? Anybody on Photocritic TV? Anybody who's watching it? Would you do that? Would you go out on a blind date with somebody from watching Photocritic TV?
Yeah, why not?
Really? Okay, there you go. Well,
only females though.
Okay, so if there's any females there that would like to go on a blind date with Aaron, hit me up, Daniel at photocritictv.com. I'll pass it on to Aaron.
I can make with the funny.
You can make with it? Okay. So, what the hell have I been talking about? OTB on photograph 3. If you don't know already, Aaron's never seen this photograph. Always on photograph 3, I give him 7 seconds to give me an OTB opinion off the bat. Aaron, you ready for this? 7 seconds he's got.
So? Yeah.
Take it in.
Oh.
Ready? Here we go. Suze, brace yourself. This is where the tread.
Quiet, please.
Oh,
I'm thinking. Smooth.
Smooth.
Mm.
Her skin.
Whatever.
I don't really. Normally, what I try and do is actually interpret what the hell Aaron's talking about, but. Okay, smooth. So what I'm going to do is actually dismiss that, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on the photograph. So this photograph, obviously the focus is not on the expression here because we can't see the model's face. A few things technically again, the whites on the waves in front of her, blown out again. So try and underexpose when you're taking these photographs. Also, the this photograph obviously is about this model's experience as she's looking out to the ocean. What I would have done is, I would have stepped back and shown more of the environment there. Just because we can't see, or even change the orientation so that it's a landscape orientation. Landscapes, yeah, that.
Yeah, landscapes.
I had a mental blank. So we're using a landscape orientation, which is that way, so that we can see what the model's looking into. So with the portrait orientation that you've chosen, it's kind of, we can't see enough about what she's looking into. So I would have done that, and that's about it, I think, Suze. Maybe have a look at the white balance, and also the time of day that you're shooting here. It does look like it's kind of the middle of the day. So if you have the choice to photograph your clients at a certain time of day, choose the golden hour. Don't choose like the middle of the day. Or if you need to shoot them on the beach like that, try and get some shade so that there's not these kind of really white patchy hot spots. I've just noticed now, which I should have noticed earlier, the hat that she's wearing, again, very white, very blown out. We can't see the detail, we can't see the pattern on it. So check that out, Suze. Let's go to, what's going on here? Let's go to the second and last entrant, Srihari. I think I pronounced your name correctly, I hope so. Srihari's from Melbourne, and it's shot at Dandenong Ranges at dusk with a Nikon D5000 18-105 lens. Let's crack this open. Let's crack it open. Srihari, really nice photograph. I like it. The first thing that strikes me is that the lighting is beautiful in here. No kind of nasty hotspots or shadows. Very consistent light, and the bridge here, which I think is the subject, sticks out from its environment quite well, so we can tell what it is. And the shimmering from the little river there as well, that kind of leads our eye into it, which is great. That's good compositionally. I don't think there's too much more I can say about this, but I think we need to make this more interesting somehow. Like, there needs to be, I mean, at the moment this is just a photograph of a bridge. We need to put something more interesting in there. If we had a person or something standing there, then that'll be quite interesting. But right now, I think it's just a tad boring. Don't be offended when I say that. I do say that a lot, and I'm just saying that technically this is great, but we really want to make the photograph interesting. So thanks, Srihari, and thank you everybody. Thank you all for watching. That's it for episode 28. We'll catch you next time.